In today's lesson, we are going to look at English grammar, and then the topic is order of adjectives. Now, before you can teach order of adjectives, your students need to know what an adjective is, and that is why when you are teaching, you teach from known to unknown. So you can improvise. It's not always that you're going to use a cardboard or whatever. You can improvise, and by so doing, today we are going to use these marker pens to explain adjectives. So when we say what an adjective is, we are going to use these marker pens to explain it. Now let's assume all these are marker pens. So we have blue marker, we have the pink marker, we have the black marker pen. Okay. Now you go into the classroom, you can place these marker pens on a table and ask the student to get you a marker. Now, because you did not specify clearly as to whether you want the pink marker, the blue marker, or the black marker, the student is just going to pick any random marker for you. Now, once the student picks the marker, he can say, no, I want the black marker. Okay, so the black marker. Now, how many markers did you place on the table? You placed four markers, but then you were specific that you need what? A black marker. So the black is describing the type of marker you want. And therefore, when we say an adjective is a word that qualifies or describes a noun. What is a noun? A noun is the name of a person, animal, place, or a thing. So the marker here is a noun, and then the black is describing the type of marker your student should get for you. Now, before we move on to today's lesson, here's a quick tip. If your supervisor comes around for your observation, he's going to observe your teaching practice and award you marks, okay? There are some major things the supervisor will just look out and say, no, this student can deliver. First of all, it is how you introduce your lesson to the student. That's one of the major things they are going to look out for. And if you are able to do these things correctly, trust me, you're not going to spend more than 10 minutes with regard to your observation, your supervisor observing you teaching, okay? So if you're able to introduce your lesson correctly, the way you write, some teachers, when they are writing, the handwriting will be going to the north, okay? So the way you write, the way you're going to present your lesson, the way you're going to write on the board is also one factor. And the last factor is a confidence level, okay? How confident you are when you are teaching. So that is it for today's tips. Now, moving on to today's lesson, we are going to look at order of adjectives. Now, having explained what an adjective is, you can take your students back to the use of articles. What are articles? Articles are the use of an, the, some, etc. Okay? Any, all those things are articles. Now, when do you use a? When do you use an? And when do you use the? You use a. You use the article a. When the next word is what? A consonant. The next word, the beginning of the letter is what? A consonant. So, for example, a boy. The word here is boy, but then the first letter, which is the letter here, is what? A consonant. Now you know that all the 26 alphabets, 21 out of the 26 alphabet, 21 are what? Consonants. So this is a consonant. Therefore, you should explain to the student that anytime they are using the article a, the next word is what? The next word is a consonant. The first letter is a consonant. So let's go for more examples. A boy, a girl, okay, a car, okay, a rider, etc. So you realize that all the words or the examples we've given, the beginning of the letter is what? Consonant. And then we use an when you are beginning your word with what? A vowel. So an, for example, an egg, Okay, what else? An elephant. An air conditioner. So realize that all these examples we've given, they begin with what? Vowels. Sorry, they begin with what? Vowels. Now, having explained to them, the next word is there. So you use there when you are, the next word is used to describe a specific noun. What is a noun? A noun is the name of a person, animal, place, or a thing. So the blue marker, okay? So we are using there to describe a specific noun. The blue marker. Which marker are you talking about? The blue one. Okay, so now having explained these to them, the next thing with regard to order of adjective is abbreviations. When you are teaching, in order for your students to grasp the concept more, mostly sometimes you just have to indulge with abbreviations. So with regard to order of adjective, we are going to deal with this abbreviation, which is I call it dosacum. Dosacum. Now, with order of the adjectives, for those who have been writing the teacher licensure examination, you realize that these questions mostly come. You can get these questions about 5 or 6. So please take note. Dosacum. Dosacum in the sense that D stands for determiner. O stands for opinion. S stands for size. Another S stands for shape. A stands for age. C stands for color. O stands for origin. M stands for material. And the last one stands for purpose. So that is abbreviation, okay? In order for you to recall. Now you're going to see how important it is for you to use this abbreviation. Now examples of determiner. Examples are an, the, some, okay? Examples of opinion: good, bad, fair. You're just sharing your ideas, so it's an opinion. Size: large, small, big, etc. Shape. Examples of shape. You can even ask them to give you some of the examples. Examples of shape. You have rectangular, square, etc. Age. We have old, young, 6-year-old, etc. Example of color. So take note, with the color you often hear most of your students say, instead of them saying let's say dark, they would say black. So there's nothing like black in complexion, so it's dark. So dark, fair, light skinned, etc. Origin, we have Ghanaian. That's an example. Ghanaian, Portuguese, Philippines, French. All these are origin, where you originate from, where you come from. Okay, so those are the origin, Ghanaian. Then material, we have example of materials. We have cotton, silk. Okay, silk, cotton, etc. Then purpose. Purpose is like what you're doing, okay? So it could be you're sleeping, you're dancing, you're rolling, you're writing, etc. Now, what has this got to do with order of adjectives? For example, you're going to start with smaller examples, then we dive into deeper ones. For example, the blue bag. This is a correct order of adjective. Why? We said the order of adjectives, the determiner has to come first. Now, what's the determiner in this statement or this sentence? The determiner here is what? The. This is the determiner. Examples of determiner, we said a, an, the, any, and so on. And now in this statement, we have the, so determiner begins. And then it says the next order of adjective is what? Opinion. But then in this statement, we don't have opinion, so you move on to the next. That's why you just have to give this abbreviation. So the student can even write it at the back of, in case an example drops in an exam, okay? The student can write it at the back of his or her answer booklet, something like this, does not count. So if the student, as the student is reading the statement, if the student doesn't see opinion in this statement, he or she will skip to the next one, which is size. Example of size, we have large, small, big. There's nothing like that in this statement. So the student will move to the next one. Shape, there's nothing like shape. Shape is rectangular, square. There's nothing like that in this statement. So we move on to the next one. Age. Age is what? Old, young, 6 years old, etc. There's nothing like that in this statement. So we move on to the next one. Now the next one is color. Color, we have dark, fair, yellow, red, blue. Do we have blue here? Yes. And so the next determiner is what? Blue, which is what? Color. And then bag, okay? Bag is a material, okay? So the next one is bag. Now, this is where most of the students get confused. In the exam, it will state that write the correct order of adjectives for this statement, and then this is what they're going to write. The bag blue. Now they've twisted the sentence, the bag blue. You know that blue as a color will come before the bag, which is a material. So the correct sentence will be the what? The blue bag. Please, is that okay? Let's go for, because you guys are already mature, okay, let's go for a longer statement and see how we are going to correct that statement. Okay, now look at this statement. This is an example. A 6-year-old beautiful dark Ghanaian writing an exam. A 6-year-old beautiful dark Ghanaian writing an exam. We are to arrange this statement with respect to order of adjectives. Look at what we are going to do. Now, in order for us to rearrange this statement, we are going to start off with the abbreviations. Those are come, okay? Now, the first abbreviation is the letter D, determiner. Kindly take note. It's not always that you're going to find a determiner, okay? Sometimes you may or might not find a determiner. So take note of that. So the first statement here is what? A. So that is our determiner. Now we are rearranging this statement. So look here. So determiner. We've gotten our determiner. The next abbreviation is O, which is opinion. Let's see if we have an opinion here. We do have an opinion, which is what? Beautiful. A 6-year-old beautiful. Remember, 6-year-old is what? Age. And it shouldn't be at this point of the statement. So 6-year-old will have to skip. Now, beautiful is an opinion. So opinion would have to come. So let's rearrange it. So a beautiful. The next one is what? Size. Do we have size in this statement? No, we don't have size. There's nothing like large, small, big. There's nothing like that in this statement. The next word is shape. We don't have shape in this statement. So let's skip. Then the next one is age. Yes, we have age here. A 6-year-old, but then the opinion came first. So a beautiful 6-year-old, a beautiful 6-year-old. Let's move on. Dark, dark is what? Color, and we have color. Right after age, the next abbreviated letter is what? Color. And we have dark here. So a beautiful 6-year-old dark. Then the next one is origin. Origin, where you originate from, okay? So Ghanaian, the person, obviously the person is from Ghana. The person from Ghana is called a Ghanaian. So a beautiful 6-year-old dark Ghanaian. What is this person doing? That is the purpose. Writing an exam. So the purpose here is writing. The next one, you just have to add it because you're done with your determiner and your, let's say, your order of adjectives. So a beautiful 6-year-old dark Ghanaian writing an exam. You're done. That's the correct order of adjective. So instead of saying a 6-year-old beautiful dark Ghanaian writing an exam, the correct statement with regard to order of adjective is a beautiful 6-year-old Ghanaian. A beautiful 6-year-old dark Ghanaian writing an exam. A beautiful 6-year-old dark Ghanaian writing an exam. I'll be leaving a sample, or let me say a question, so that you're going to try that in the comment section and let's see if you understand. Just keep trying your hands on things like this. You're going to need this even after your college or education, when you're going to sit for your teacher licensure examination. You're going to meet a lot of questions with regard to order of adjectives. So it's best to learn all these things now, even if you're not reading an English course or English education. So you have to take note of that. Now let's look at your example for the day. What's the example today? An old beautiful Ghanaian park. Sometimes if you read the statement, you might think it is correct, but then you'd be able to identify as to whether it is correct or not based on the order of adjectives. And sometimes it will write the correct statement and still ask you to correct it, okay? So if you go per the order of adjectives we have here, you'll be able to identify as to whether the statement is wrong. But then this statement is indeed wrong. So please, you have to correct the statement. An old, beautiful Ghanaian park. And this brings us to the end of today's lesson on grammar, which is order of adjectives. If you do not understand anything, please feel free to leave your questions or comments via the comment section, and I'll gladly respond to each and every one of you. This is Beginner's Guide 101, and thank you very much for sticking and staying. See you guys on another episode. I'm out.